Hello, my name is Dominic and I am making a video about Mortal Kombat versus DC and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Two of the older games from the series, which I'll be asking in this video, are they worth playing today? I'm making this video in 2024, just before Christmas. I hope you've been really good and that Santa's going to bring you cool things because you're on the nice list, not the naughty list. But Mortal Kombat, full of naughtiness, isn't it? Full of naughty characters. What do I think of these two games? Well, I'll tell you why I'm making this one video for two games. Is both of these were the first Mortal Kombats on their respective platforms. Deadly Alliance on the PS2, DC on the PS3, and I was skint. So at the time, I did not have the current generation consoles on which to play these. So Deadly Alliance, I did not play. I didn't get back into Mortal Kombat until the wonderful Deception. So I fell in love with Deception. I've made a whole video on what an amazing game this is. But what about Deadly Alliance? Well, I'll start with the positives. Absolutely beautiful instruction manual. I'm actually a fan of the new characters in this. I think they went to a lot of effort with characters like Nitara the Vampire and even returning ones like Reptile is a reptile now. Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, I would argue this is the first game in which they're cool. That's my hot take. I think that Shang Tsung never reached his full potential until this game. And he can't even transform in this game, which is one of the things I think makes him so cool. The Soul Nardo level, where you see all these captured souls like whirling up, looks epic good. And they're the final two bosses. I think they're great in this game. And it introduces the press L1 to switch through fighting styles, real martial arts. So Sonya Blade does Taekwondo, the martial art that I do in real life. And whereas the previous Mortal Kombats were very, very much focused on projectiles, it's a lot more martial artsy here. Like Kitana, she can throw a blade one time, then it's gone. You get it once in the match. So most of the characters cannot uppercut. It's a very, very, very different game. So yeah, I think the arcade endings are really cool if you complete the game. Many of them are canon and really set up what happens in Deception. I think it was a really important time in Mortal Kombat's history. Deadly Alliance, so much work went into it, but it suffers from Deception and even Armageddon being so much better than it. Here's my opinion of the negatives. In Deadly Alliance, each character's only got one fatality. There's no stage fatalities, where in these two, the stage fatalities are super easy to pull off. And the power-ups, I think, look really goofy. You can do stuff to like give your character like stronger attacks, but you kind of grow kind of like whoop, and it looks a bit silly. And indeed, some of the fatalities like Quan Chi's neck stretch are a bit goofy too. And Moloch, the sub-boss, is cheap as heck. So I don't know. I really think today, grab either of these two. This has got the open world conquest. This has got the kind of God of War, Shaolin Monk style conquest. These two in 2024, I reckon, do play them. I'm going to say, other than completist or curiosity's sake, I'm going to say I don't know if Deadly Alliance is worth playing today. Of note, there's two versions of it on the Game Boy Advance, which again, for curiosity's sake, they're readily available on emulators. I think they're worth looking into. I don't know. What about DC? Well, again, I'll try and start with the positives. I think the graphics look really nice. I like that it's the final 3D game. I don't mean I wish they'd not got rid of 3D. I don't know, I like both. I like 2D and 3D. But yeah, for this generation to actually be able to move in all directions is cool. And the DC characters, I'm a big fan of them. So if you, like me, would like Batman to fight Baraka or some of the other not in every game, not in Injustice characters. This is your only chance. The fatalities are rubbish. They showed in the Injustice games how non-violent moves can be really awesome looking. Like the super moves are epic in the Injustice series, but the fatalities here, rubbish, 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 rubbish. Close combat, free-fall combat, and the rage system are creative, but in my opinion, break the flow of the game. There's a reason they've never come back. Just to enjoy the one-on-one fighting, which is what the series is about. I think it's a real shame that you keep being dragged out of the experience. So, you know, and story mode is, I'm going to be harsh, it is terrible. Having had the wonderful, wonderful previous game with like a big epic quest, just to have cutscenes and a plot that, in my opinion, goes nowhere. I think story mode is awful in this, and the arcade endings are. So, you know, the reason I like this is because I like DC characters. So to have Kano versus Deathstroke, it's worth it for me. It's worth it. I'm going to go out there and say that I don't think modern gamers need to check either of these two out, unless you're a completist or you are curious on the history of Mortal Kombat. But have I been unfair? Do you want to back up these two games with a bit of defence? Because I'm not someone who dislikes the retro. This is, I would say, my favourite Mortal Kombat game ever, Deception. So I am bigging up the 3D era, the PS2 era, the retro era. I've made a whole video on how much I love this. I don't love DC or Deadly Alliance enough to make their own videos, so I've combined them for the two. But have I been unfair? Let me know in the comments. I reckon I'm going to make a video each for the NetherRealm trilogy of 9, 10 and 11. And teaser trailer, I love them. I love them. They have got their flaws. They are not perfect, but I say they are fun. And you know what? These are fun. There's just mechanics that, in my opinion, get in the way of the fun. So I have loved making this video. If you're watching this just before Christmas, which is when I'm recording it, I hope you have a really good Christmas and stay warm, and cheers for watching. If you feel like giving my video a like, please do. And I'm really looking forward to giving my multiple opinions on the NetherRealm era, because you know what? Those games get hate for all their popularity. People hate on popular stuff, don't they? And I think there's a lot of comeback that I want to give to why Mortal Kombat 9 and X and 11 are top of the shop. Thanks for watching.